Welcome back to Cue Chief Pool Instruction. Previously, I discussed the importance of a video stroke analysis to discover flaws in your stroke. The next step is to correct these flaws. Don't be fooled by the magic cures you find on the internet. They don't work. When you come to a pool instructor for lessons, you'll be shown methods that work, and the instructor will guide you through the process. Let me show you some examples of how I work with players to correct three common stroke issues: elbow deviation, wrist deviation, and elbow drop. It'll take work. There's no magic. Just a desire to get to the next level. Let's start with deviations. Elbow deviations can be a chicken wing, or an outward deviation, or an elbow tuck, an inward deviation. Wrist curls are also inward or outward. These deviations result in lateral or sideways movement of the butt of the cue, which may cause an angular hit on the cue ball and a missed shot. Typically, players that have deviation issues approach the shot from the side or near the table and back into the shot, forming what I call an archer stance. This stance resembles a tightrope walker and is characterized by a narrow foot placement. The back foot may or may not be on the shot line. The shooter is facing away from the shot and needs to twist to bring the cue around. The stance is unbalanced. It will prove to be uncomfortable and positions the body out of alignment with the shot. The deviation is an attempt to compensate for this misalignment and get the cue on the shot line. First, I work with the player to change the shot approach and stance. The player learns to approach the shot from behind the cue ball and step into the shot and form either a snooker stance or a pool stance. The player is now facing the shot with the cue on the shot line. Deviations are no longer necessary, and the mind will start to make corrections automatically. The next thing I do is set up the table with a laptop. The laptop has a string vertically centered on the screen to represent the shot line. A webcam is placed behind the player in perfect alignment with the shot, so the player can view his or her arm position from the back relative to the shot line while stroking the cue. The player focuses on keeping the forearm and butt of the cue on the shot line during the stroke. Stroking the cue on the shot line develops muscle memory, and the player will develop a feel for a good stroke. I also show the player exercises that can be done at home to continue the process without the video setup. Now let's look at elbow drop. All your life, you've been using your upper arm with your forearm to shovel snow, push a broom, or throw a ball. It's become a natural movement. Elbow drop is difficult, but not impossible to correct. It's important to note there's a school of thought that elbow drop after hitting the cue ball is okay. With this, I have to agree. However, the player's timing must be perfect. Anticipation of the hit usually results in an unconscious reflex that drops the elbow, and the cue tip misses the target on the cue ball. It can also cause a shoulder rotation and an angular hit on the cue ball, resulting in a missed shot. Slings attached to the cue or on an overhead track, designed to hold the upper arm up when stroking the cue, will not work and may even make the elbow drop worse. Trying to drop the arm against a sling holding the arm up makes the shoulder muscles responsible for dropping the arm even stronger. What's needed is to exercise the muscles responsible for holding the arm up, and again, developing that muscle memory that will keep the arm up during the stroke. Using the same setup for correcting deviations and substituting a weight in place of the cue, and a string placed horizontally across the computer screen, the player can practice just holding the weight in a pool position, focusing on keeping the arm up. The next step is to stroke the weight, like you would the cue. The player starts with a 2-pound weight, then increases it to 5, then 10 pounds. If a player can stroke a 10-pound weight without dropping the arm, an 18-ounce cue will not present a problem. Again, I showed the player how to accomplish these exercises at home without a video setup. These are just a few of the stroke issues many players have. If your game's not where you want it to be, I suggest you find a PBA/IA instructor to help you get to the next level or get the game where you want it to be. Have a good day.